I think we're in Dartmouth right now. So it's a neighborhood of Halifax. We're gonna drive through here a bit and then go over the bridge to get to the downtown. All right, now we're headed straight ahead. We have the McDonald Bridge, a very large bridge. Completely empty. This has happened to me a few times in my life, and we'll see if another guest comes later today, but this is awesome. I have the full hostel room to myself for now. If you've ever stayed at a hostel and experienced this, you know how awesome this is. Pack, unpack, pack, unpack. This is my life right now. The hostel I'm staying at, the High Halifax. Very good location in not too far from the downtown area of Halifax, which I'm walking towards right now. And I haven't eaten much today, so we're gonna grab a locally famous, not meal, but food item, and then just kind of walk around and take in the town. So what will we see? Across from this intersection here is the Citadel of Halifax, which I'm going to visit tomorrow in the morning sometime. So I'm walking right now towards my place to eat tonight. It's called Tony's World Famous Donairs. The horse is here. So many distractions when you're just traveling and living life. Oh, very cool. Lovely. It's a pleasant place to walk around in the evening. Nice parks, quiet. Got the skateboarders over there. Nice city overall. First impressions is the east coast of Canada continues to surprise me. It's sounds bad when I say this, but it's more developed and bigger and nicer than I expected. Starting with St. John's, and now the next big city on my trip, Halifax, is wow. It's a city. Now the population here is not humongous. I think it's Canada's, I don't know, biggest city, and the population is and if you keep a brisk pace, you catch every single light. So good to know when walking around Halifax. Just about there. World famous pizza and donair. I am starving. Come on, light. There we go. Alright. Pizza, too. Wonder what she get. Donairs up here. Got burgers and bowls. I got a lot of food here, but I came here for just one thing. Donair here. I got a medium sized one, and that's a lot of meat. And I'm not sure how to eat this without getting it all over me, but it's famous. I'm really glad I made the trek out to come here because that was a fantastic meal. So I learned a little bit of stuff while being there. So first of all, Tony's place is open up late. Tonight is Thursday. I think it closes at like 2 or 3 in the morning. On Saturdays it closes at 4 in the morning. And other days of the week it closes at like 1 or 2 a.m. So this place is open up late. And it also opens up at 11 a.m. for all you early risers. But I suspect a lot of the Halifax people, Halifaxonians, they come here post-drinking for a bite to eat, and it's delicious. I'm still a little bit hungry. Alright, it's a different vibe walking through a big city like this. Because for the past more than a week, maybe 10 days, I've been in Newfoundland and Cape Breton. And St. John's was a big city, but not like this. So there's a different energy to this city, and it's pretty cool. I've been to many places around the world where nothing like this could possibly exist. And look how clean this is. 12:26 p.m. at night, and nobody's here. And there's no like homeless people or vagrants. It's just empty and clean and nice. Good job, Halifax. You have a nice society here. Look at this store here. Some good old Canadian supplies and some running shoes. Maybe I'll do some window shopping tomorrow. Yeah, it's a nice downtown. It's a little bit of garbage here, but no panhandlers, no druggies. So it's a nice looking downtown. This guy here, he might very well have the best job in the world. A nice place to do some push-ups. Great place to get some sun. Here we have some band doing prep for tonight's concert. We have the Halifax Music Fest. But I've got other things to do. We're going up here to the Citadel. Halifax was founded in 1749 by the British as a strategic stronghold on the Atlantic coast. Right here at the center of the city is Citadel Hill, where construction on the first fort began that same year. The fortress you see today is the fourth incarnation of the Citadel, built between 1828 and 1856. Its purpose was simple: to guard the harbor, protect the growing settlement, and defend one of the most important naval bases in the entire British Empire.
Answering a few questions?
Alright, let's go inside. Nice. Ooh, I hear some music in the background. Let's go find that howling music. Yeah, so once you get beyond the walls, it's a very large open space where soldiers could do work and movements and drills. And then you have a large building in the middle of it that's probably served as command and control operations, and also places for the troops to eat, sleep, probably bathe. There's 2 levels to it. In Louisbourg, I really felt the French flair to it, but here is more of a British military and imperial thing. Nice, you got an orientation center so you could kind of get more information here. Some water. With the Vimy Memorial in France. The exhibit here is quite good. They just talk a lot of Canadian Army history. Alright, so these guys were part of a special ops group called the Master Raiders during World War I. And they were selected from the Army to be specialty soldiers involved in like surprise attacks, raids, and other small-scale attacks against the Central Powers during the war, oftentimes at night or undercover. See an exhibit like that, just to remember that aspect about Canada. They played a particularly important role in Canada's development of as a country. So, respect to those guys who serve. The tour continues. Now, if you come here, there are some guided tours that you can take at certain times of day. But also walking around here, self-guiding yourself is quite easy to do. It's very well laid out, and the signage is very well done in English and French. I'm gonna go up to these walls that go around the city and get some more impressive views of this place. And boom, we get the view of downtown Halifax and its harbour. I can't get the drone up here, unfortunately, but the fortress is shaped like a star. So it talks a bit about here about the Halifax Explosion. So on December 6, 1917, a French and a Norwegian ship hit each other in the harbor. They collided, and the French ship contained munitions, so a fire started and there was a massive explosion, and the explosion just set off something like an atomic bomb, and 1,600 people were just blown away here. Crazy. The majority of Halifax's population is Scot and British descent, although there's a sizable number of Irish and also French with Acadian roots as well. As well as that, there's an original indigenous community known as the Micmac and a few other tribes. As well as interesting, there's an African population in the city that goes back centuries. Halifax is home to one of Canada's oldest black communities. The first major arrivals were black loyalists in the late 1700s, followed by the Jamaican Maroons in 1796, who helped build projects like the Halifax Citadel. Another wave came after the War of 1812, as formerly enslaved peoples sought freedom under the British. These groups laid the foundations of black communities in Halifax, Preston, and beyond. So, Halifax is an interesting place. One of my favorite things to do when I travel to new cities is try to see if there's a really nice kind of public garden or botanical garden within the city center. Would you take a look at this tree? Wow. Looks like a huge bush. The purple is lovely, and what an odd looking tree this is. Or is it even a tree? Let's look in there and see the base of it. Odd. Okay, it looks like kind of like a banyan tree style, where they have a few different trunks coming out of the ground, but they're all kind of interconnected. But wow, spectacular. So in 2018, the Bank of Canada released a new $10 note with this lady on the bill. Her name is Viola Desmond. So Viola Desmond was chosen from a short list of 5 other women. The Bank of Canada had the intention of placing a woman of non-monarchy, okay, because the Queen was on the bills, but another woman of importance in Canada. So there was a big selection process, and she was chosen as the new lady on the $10 bill. So this is Viola Desmond. I think I spotted there in the distance. There we go. Born in 1914, Viola Desmond was a black businesswoman from Halifax and an early civil rights pioneer. In 1946, she refused to leave a whites-only section of a new Glasgow movie theater and was arrested on a technicality meant to avoid admitting racial segregation. Viola Desmond's story remained largely unknown outside of Nova Scotia for decades, and her selection for the $10 bill sparked debate. Some Canadians felt it was long overdue recognition of a powerful civil rights movement, while others saw it as a symbolic choice shaped by the cultural climate of the time. Alright, so here's the tombstone of Alexander Keith. You might know the name from Alexander Keith's Pale Ale, which is a famous beer. And Alexander Keith is obviously a famous brewery in this part of Canada. And Alexander Keith was a 3-time mayor of Halifax and also a Freemason. Hence we see the Masonic symbols. A lot of the early leadership in Canada, in terms of prime ministers, premiers, even mayors, a lot of them did come from the English-Scottish elite. And a lot of them had connections to Freemasonry as well. In fact, some people could say Canada was built by Scottish Freemasons.